Okay, here we go. Working? Okay, here we go. Looks like it. Hi. I've been having so much trouble with the audio, that's also why I didn't... Oh. Yeah, my bitrate is a little low right now. To be in the green, but might have been the transition. I've been having so many problems with the audio lately. That's also why I finished the game I was playing, so I decided I wasn't going to play more games for the time being. Audio is such a problem, and sometimes it works. The next day I try to do the same thing and it doesn't work anymore. Or someone advised I should install this thing or that thing and it messes up with the other thing. Or when I finally got it to work, I thought stupidly, because if it works, if it ain't broke, I should have left it. But at some point it worked, and I said, well, I have all of these different alternatives to do the same thing. It's redundant. I should only keep the one that worked and get rid of everything else. It turned out the one thing that worked stopped working when I removed the things that didn't work. I don't know why it was working. It was like an overlap of different controllers and different... Yeah, you don't know what it is. Sometimes it's a Three Stooges effect where you install multiple things and something only works precisely because if you have multiple drivers for multiple things and you remove one thing and everything stops working. Such a freaking pain. And it shouldn't be so hard, but I'm working on this pretty old computer with Windows 7. It should be like a more straightforward thing. I should be able to route the microphone directly into the HDMI output, and for some reason it works, but it lowers the quality horribly. It sounds like I'm on a telephone or something. So I don't know what to do with the gaming part. I think so. For now I've sort of suspended it because it's such a pain. I've been trying to do this crystals or gems or things, and I've kind of overdone it. But I wanted to keep just this little sort of gems here, maybe some there, and this crystals. Thank you. Wait. I wasn't too convinced with the crystals being like spikes in here, but I did try too much. I tried to put gems in different places where the plates sort of meet in every corner, and that is a bit too much. But I wasn't too sure about the things, the sort of spikes type of, and I exported it here to Keyshot to really give it a crystal look. These are only procedural textures. It's not really going to be like that. I'm moving to more of a paint job. But it looks so pretty to me when the crystals really look like crystals, and because I had this idea of adding crystals to these characters, these sort of magic creatures, animals of the forest, and I have like a I still haven't done it. It might be the next one that I make. It's some sort of a reindeer, some sort of an elk sort of character that I thought I'd make the antlers out of crystals, but in the turtle I didn't know how to apply them. So I thought of this idea, but it looked like weird spikes to me, like here. But when I made it, gave it some actual properties, some actual material, it looks so much better to me, and it made a lot more sense. I'm going to make more of a custom sort of paint job in the shell. This is not really finished, but I think the crystals look so pretty like this. Maybe I should make either in the paint job, or I should maybe sculpt something like some sort of crack in the plates where the crystals are sort of protruding. No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not great at taking compliments. I don't know what to say, but no, I appreciate it. I'm happy with it myself right now. The crystals, they do. I was going to make them look like, because if I was afraid of this sort of transparency, because if I'm going to have to render it in 3D to rig it and animate it in 2D, so if it's kind of semi-translucent, you should see the background through them. So I didn't really want to give them this really crystal-like material. I was going to make them look metallic, and they're alright, but they also have to reflect something, and they're sort of fine, but it's not the same. The actual crystal look ended up being so pretty that I'm like, I'm kind of more convinced and more sold on the idea. I don't know if this is exactly what they should look like for the final thing, but I'm more sold on the idea of the crystals. If you see it in a sort of an environment, it's like a pretty realistic sort of quality. It's not even meant to look realistic. But there's something about it that I really like, that I had not tried before. When I did Ergol, the first thing that it was coming here to Keyshot to see what it could look like with some temporary textures and with some realistic lighting. But with this one, I had not done it until the last session. I think it was Monday. I don't even know when it was. And I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I would. Again, I'm still not super convinced. I did these other sort of little gems all over the shell like that, but they kind of look like big dewdrops or something. They don't look necessarily like... It's a bit too much. Yeah. Again, I do like the crystal and the idea of crystals being part of the magic system, and for them to be growing out of these animals, so they won't be just animals. I mean, they are kind of giant animals that talk, but apart from that, I want to give them like a crystal thingy. Yeah, there might be. I don't know what to do with that. There's a lag between my upload and the... I don't see... Ah, cool. No, but sometimes it happens. There's a genuine lag between my sort of upload and the actual stream and the actual thing. It's okay. It happens. I have all sorts of technical difficulties every day, and I never know exactly what it is. I had tried the two things at once, and this feels like too much. But I also thought I could do the opposite, and I could put the spiky crystals here where the plates meet instead of the center of the plates. But I feel like it makes some sense for them to be growing out of the plates. Where do I have sort of forest? Oh, but this lighting is very flat. Even the crystals don't look good. This one. This one's nice. This sort of backlight and this. I ended up liking the shell so much. I struggled so much with the shell. I ended up redoing these plates because if I had done some originally, instead of 2 rows here, I had done some elongated ones that went from here to here, and I remade those because I didn't like them. And then I finally remade these spinal ones because they were the first ones that I did trying to find how to make them, and they didn't match the rest. Today I should be sort of establishing the final look of the thing, and trying to do some poly painting on the shell especially. I liked this sort of realistic lighting. Okay, it's supposed to be giant. I should be looking at it from below. It's it had a name. It had different names in the original draft. I called him something like, because of it was inspired in another turtle character that I had done a long time ago for a thing that I wanted to do that I couldn't do. That it was going to be like the last member of the giant Galapagos turtles, and for some reason I wanted to call it like Pangaea or something like that. I ended up calling it Panga, so I tried to bring this over here and call this guy something like Panga, Pangaro, and I hate that. I didn't really like it. And for reference, very little reference, I ended up, I didn't use it much as a reference, but there is this stop motion turtle that Ray Harryhausen did for A Million Years BC. That's an Archelon. That might be pronounced Archelon, but I like Archelon. And so far I've sort of nicknamed him that, Archelon. It might change again. I don't know. There's the Pangaro thing still sort of floating. Yeah, there's something sort of friendly about Panga, but I feel like I'd like to give him like a more dignified name. It sounds kind of... Archelon, yes, like that. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Archelon again, because if it's a Kelon, the actual Archelon is a prehistoric turtle, but a sea turtle, not a tortoise. So that's why I didn't end up using very much the Hausen reference. It had more, instead of legs, it had more like fins and much more flat shell, sort of being almost more like a bird. So yeah, I've had so much trouble with the names. The only one that sort of came to me and stayed for good was Ergol. because of it just sort of came to me, and I looked it up to see if it wasn't some kind of bad word in some other language or something, and I ended up that it means that actual ergo is like some kind of component for some kind of rocket fuel. That's like the one thing that I could find that it actually means ergo, or that is a pre-existent ergo. So I said, I can fuck with that. And it just stuck, and it's ergo forever. But with the other character, I kind of struggled. Yeah, I always search. It's my first instinct is let's search if it's an unusual name. I came up with a character for a theme for a not for this, for a different thing that's like an evil sorceress or something, and I called her. It's kind of inspired a little bit in Maleficent, so I wanted to be Male something, and I came up with the name Malecast. Spelled like this. And if you look that up, you're going to find a lot of male chastity builds kind of thing because of a male chast. But I think as a name it still works. Malecast, I like it very much. But if you look it up, you're gonna find those kind of little cages for male genitals. It's the funniest thing in the world. I was so not expecting that, but I think I still might use it. I didn't think about it either, but when I looked it up, that's what came out, and it killed me. But I think I mean, it's very. It's not even like a specific thing that it's like Google thinks that's the closest thing. It's not like it's really called that. Yeah, no, but it's yeah, I might, but or I might get rid of the H maybe, or no, I don't know, but yeah, it's so funny. I feel like it's just a Google thing. Google is trying to. Maybe you meant this, and it shows you a lot of male chastity belts, kind of bondage shit. There's I wanted to use the name Astaroth for the. I think either for this guy or for the actual elk. But I ended up giving it to the sorcerer. It's the sorcerer's name. Yeah, I should try to find a different spelling, but I don't know. Again, it's not like it's really called that. It's Google saying maybe you meant this, and no, I absolutely didn't mean that. It's so funny. I was so not expecting that. I might separate this second row as well and get rid of all the other ones. Maybe keep this in the sort of brim. This world is sort of protected, or used to be, by 3 or 2 sorcerers and a wizard, and the only survivor is one of the sorcerers. And I've been struggling with those names so much. And I'm finally settled for Sorsha for the surviving sorceress. I don't know what to do with the dead one. I don't know what to do with anyone. Hey Breen, how are you? I started late today, so I went straight for 3D sculpting. I didn't do any gaming today. I think I still have to reposition this a bit. Oh, these are maybe kind of big. I don't know. I said that. I don't know what to do. My quotes so far are, I'm not very quotable, and I don't know what to do with anyone. No, I think we tried the other day, and it has to be a mod, I think. And we had to figure out uh, I had to figure out how to do it in Stream Elements, because it's not add quote, it's quote space add then the quote. Yeah, for some reason it's different in Stream Elements. I don't know. Can I ask for one? I'm not very quotable. We came up with that one with Jeffy after struggling with how to add it, because nothing we tried worked. What game? There are some yes. Yeah, that's exactly the same, thank God, because if I had to figure out some other... I'm so used to the actual... No, it's fine, I didn't know what you mean, because if there are like in-chat games also, like challenging another user, that I don't think I have enabled that. Oh, well, I cannot enable that. We tried with Defi as well, because I don't have points yet. I don't have channel points, so you cannot challenge anyone for points or for anything. So there's a lot of modules that I couldn't enable. But there's all that stuff. Can I do... Oh, it's big as frick. We tried it and nothing worked. There's like a roulette and there's a lot of things, but all of those require channel points. Yeah, so far we have the Better TV one that I made first. I don't know if it works. Why doesn't it work? It should work. No? Well, it's the same. Is it working? I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it's... Better TTV is not working in my Stream Manager window, but I don't know if it's going into the stream. Oh, there it is. It's appearing on. It's not. It's not showing for me in the Stream Manager window on Twitch, but I managed to do that one as soon as I had the first render that I tried of Virgil, which I ended up making him a bit more bluish. That is very flesh colored. I ended up changing that. But I guess that's okay, it barely shows. I don't know if it's too much to give it this kind of trim of gems in the sort of brim of the shell, and then the crystals. I don't know if it's all too much, but I wanted to try. Oops. happening? Why aren't you working in the right angle? Yeah. Yeah, I tried, at some point I tried to make like big ones in where the crystals are now. I tried different versions, and the ones I had were indeed too big. Why aren't you applying on the right vertex? That's more like it. Here, there should be one here too, but I feel like it's gonna be too much, too close together. If I'm gonna put one between the plates in every corner. Yeah, it could be. The shell, the problem is that I don't even know what I'm gonna do with the shell. I'd like to try to painting it, trying to enhance really the pattern instead of this kind of flat look that I had on ZBrush right now. I don't know if this should be a bit thinner. Looks really big, this one crystal. Should I? Okay, see you, Breen. I didn't see that. I got a little. Sometimes I'm a bit too focused on. Thank you for coming. I always say thank you for coming, and maybe I should say thank you for watching. I don't know why I have the instinct of saying thank you for coming here. Like it's a physical place. Okay. Yeah. Am I on the wrong side? Yes, I'm not on the... Well, I'm gonna have to flip it later and then... No. And then... Okay, that's too much. Is that more centered? Feels like the angle should be slightly different, like it should be more perpendicular to the plate, but I hate eyeballing things so much. That should be a quote also, because I say it all the time. I hate eyeballing things. But a lot of the time I have to, because what measuring can I do? Most of the time there's no measuring to be done. And all I have is eyeballing. I don't know if these are too sunken in. Is that sticking out too much now? What's to make it more complete, because that's really, I really do say it all the time. Oh no, I put some extra quote marks. Can I edit that? Now how the hell do I I have no idea how I edit or remove a quote. Yes, I have the dashboard, but it's so confusing sometimes. Well, here we are. Add, quote, remove a number. Can I remove it so... Okay. There. If I should split... Is it too thin now? This one's too thick compared to the other ones now. Why is the center in there? What the hell did I mask something? Oh, because I masked the wrong thing, I see. There we go. Okay, why aren't you masking everything? What was my problem with this one? It's too big. Is this one too big? I should separate them all. I should have placed them individually. I'm going to move them here. I'm going to mirror them. Mirror and weld. Or maybe no. Should I should work just on one side, and then when it's all ready I should duplicate it to the other side in the meantime. I'm only going to make a mess. Split the parts. Yeah, split them all to individual parts. This one I feel like should be a little bit more centered here. I don't know if it's too thick. It feels like it's kind of centered. This one isn't. Am I... okay. What? Lock. I don't know what should be the logical progression of these guys in terms of size, in terms of everything. In terms of rotation. Again, I'm eyeballing it. What the hell do I have? What can I do? What else is there? I don't know if I should sculpt like a little crease around. Well, not like that, something done correctly, but some kind of protrusion there to accompany the thing. So it doesn't look like I added the crystals as an afterthought in the last minute, which is exactly what I did, but to integrate them a little bit more. Maybe I could try that later when I export. Or maybe I could do them like a separate thing. So if I don't like it, I can remove it. So if I don't feel like I ruined the plates. Is that the right angle? I don't even know. This one looks off, but I don't know if it's the perspective. It's kind of centered. I don't know if the rotation is correct. This one could be more perpendicular to the thing. I hate to be, as I've said it before, I hate to be like massaging the same things that I've already done so much, but I guess this is kind of important, the placement of these things. If I'm really going to keep them, they should make sense. Or I'm going to end up having to redo them as I remade so many of the plates and so many things I made. These scales in the front legs, I made them 3 times, and I'm still not super happy with them. But especially because I feel like if I redo them for a 3rd, 4th time, I'm probably gonna do basically the same. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I like working on multiple things at the same time, and in this case, that's why I abandon things a lot, because I need a fresh outlook, a fresh perspective. But and that's why it's tricky to really try to take this to completion in however many streams it takes. And so far it's taking more than Ergo, which I'm not happy with. That's not what I wanted. Is this the highest? Why does it look pixelated there? Why? I thought this was a higher quality already. But I think it works in the render. This one looks placed so weirdly. Where even is the widget? I do tend to work on many things simultaneously, but right now it's a miracle that I've started working on this. And it has been precisely streaming it and has been really what helped to get this started and to make it happen. Because I've been wanting to start it all year, and since last year really. And it never happened, between all the setbacks that I had with my laptop breaking and all of that. And me losing the first draft of the screenplay and a lot of research that I had done. Thank you very much. I don't know what to do sometimes. I feel like I don't know what I could do to make them a bit more, either more entertaining or I don't know. Sometimes I see the viewers count is in 1 and it goes up to 2 or 3 and it goes immediately back to 1 and I'm saying like, wow, I'm really. I try to not take it personal. Obviously, I do that all the time. I guess I check on people and I don't stay for too long, but I'm like, wow, am I really that unappealing? I don't like my own voice, I don't like my accent, I don't like so much about me, but thanks. No, that's not weird. I feel like I sound so monotone sometimes. It's my voice is, I feel like some kind of weird construct. Most of my life I tried to not sound like myself. And now I don't even know what I sound like. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably at this point in life a little bit more comfortable in my own skin and whatever, but I don't like, I'm not the kind of person that would really expose himself in this way. I didn't think streaming was ever going to be something I'd try. Only a few months ago I couldn't because of my injury, but as soon as I could, yeah, the viewers count is weird. If you look always at members in chat and whatever, there's always more people than the actual viewer count says. Users in chat right now, there are 10, 13 right now. But Twitch is only counting 2 viewers. Yeah, that's true. There are bots too. And some bots, I don't know if they come with Streamlabs, Stream Elements. I think before I had Stream Elements, I had like different sort of regulars in sort of users in chat. But now I have like other people other bots, other whatever they are. But yeah, I think Twitch only counts like active viewers, and whoever is like idle in their own device, Twitch doesn't count them, which is stupid. I mean, if they're watching, they're watching. If at least it's not like they're in some other tab. If that is their active tab, even if they're idle in their device, they might be watching. It's one thing to be idle in your own device, but I don't know if Twitch just wants you to be participating more in the to really count you, or what. Yeah. It's so funny. I put up the followers goal for affiliate, and look at the bar does not represent remotely what it should be. When it was 25 out of 50 should be half the bar, and it was a lot less, and right now 28 out of 50, it's also so wrong. Right, yeah. No, it's true. Absolutely. Should I, if I tried, for example, that's really weird. If I tried deflating, no. If I tried the size thing, how is this affecting? Is this relative to the center here? Oh no, it's relative to the absolute 0.0 coordinate. I don't know if these are too thick, too big, too what the hell. I don't want for anything to look too exaggerated, and proceeds to bedazzle the shell, the turtle shell. But really, I don't want it to look excessive. I'm not going for realism. I'm going for some kind of natural look. Yeah, no, I've been really lucky. Oh crap, it's crashing. Jesus Christ, it crashed. Unrecoverable error has been encountered. Thank you very much. You cannot resize a thing without crushing. For fuck's sake. Ay. I don't even know when I last saved, and it does do a quick save for like a safety save, but a lot of the time you look for those, and those are corrupted too, so generally it's like pointless. I'm gonna try to see if it can be recovered, the last thing. Be right back. I think I have no audio here. But there's some music. Yeah, it's just some sort of ambience that I'm used because it loops and because it reminds me of something. But where do I go here to the quick save? I'm gonna see if the recovered quick save isn't corrupted, because a lot of the time it is. I mean, my last save is going to be fine, but there are some changes that I didn't save, so I'm going to try to recover the safety save that. Yeah. Abnormal termination. Sorry. An unrecoverable error has been encountered. ZBrush will attempt to save the current don't attempt to save anything. It's gonna be corrupted too. Shut up. Get out. No, I'm just going to open my last save. Whatever last few changes I did are going to be lost, but it doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal, but it is kind of a pain. Again, I wanted to try, can we transition back to normal, the music and here. I don't know what changes I might have lost. I don't know if I saved a single crystal in the upright position before I... There are so many subtools, why? And a lot of them are failed attempts at things. These scales, luckily I kinda like the way they look in the final render with the realistic lighting, but it's so difficult and so weird to make them overlap well. Here you see like a very big space, and I don't know how to fix that. Or I kind of know, but it's the first time that I apply scales one by one, so I made them so many times. In the end it looks good because it does look like individual. Here it doesn't look great, but in the actual render it looks alright because you do see them. There are true individual scales that really overlap and really cast a shadow on each other and everything. This looks so shit because I've done it with an alpha that comes with ZBrush, and this is so... I don't like those very straight angles. I'm going to try to make them rounder or something, because I should have used a different alpha here. It looks like I just applied the fucking thing the way it comes, and I kind of did. I don't know if I should. I flattened some, I tried to do some changes, but I didn't want to sculpt to draw every single scale out of here, so I just applied a pattern and it looks like very much that. And I'm not happy with it, this kind of very geometric pattern. Maybe if I inflate them a bit and then flatten them again, but I don't know, not like this. But I'm not super happy with them. Anyway, I don't even know what the final render is going to look like. I might... I don't think I will, but I might go for an almost sort of cel-shaded look. Not really, I don't think I will, but I might try it. I feel like when I finish this guy, I might be able to make some renders and make some rigging and make some actual little animation already. Some little interaction between human ergo to see what they look like together, to see what they look like in some environment. I haven't made any backgrounds yet, but I would love to have like a little something to show. Thank you. No, but yeah, I don't want to do something that I will regret later, or I'm trying to make the most of the process now and try to do my best, because it's such a pain later when something feels like it's set in stone already and it's not what it should be. It's not what you wanted it to be. But I'm more or less satisfied with Urkel. I'm like very happy. I didn't have. I had a lot of ideas, but I didn't have like a specific design or any reference to follow. I found him along the way as I was sculpting him, and I'm pretty happy with him. And it's a big deal because he's a protagonist, so he should be sort of satisfying. I'm happy that even if it ends up being like a very rudimentary kind of animation and something very basic, I so hope that I will be able to tell this little story, to do my little thing. I've been like a frustrated filmmaker all my life. I did go to film school, I didn't graduate, I never managed to do anything like real, and because obviously live action is, you need an army of people, you need a lot of money, you need whatever. Animation, you need a whole other set of skills that I don't really have. And I do this 3D stuff, but also 3D animation and rigging, and it's also something that I cannot do, but I found this way to do this sort of hybrid, and that's how I intend to do a couple projects. At long last. If nothing else, I don't know, it's going to be some kind of exercise, some kind of learning experience, and I cannot complain. What are all these parts? This is a nail, a single nail that I kept. Did I not save a single crystal in the right? I did save a gem. That gem is like in a neutral position, in a neutral thing. But what about a crystal like this one? Oh, that's when I tried to put sort of gems in the plates instead of this spiky crystals. And I also thought that I could make this part of the plates, this smaller internal part, make that a crystal, but I think it's not going to show. I don't know if it's going to read as a crystal. It's just going to read as a shiny thing. I wanted the faceted look of a crystal. Yeah, and it's funny that I basically discovered it. What really changed, because if I've been doing this kind of 3D stuff for almost a decade now, over a decade. In 2012 I started with this kind of 3D sculpting, but before that I did some 3D modeling of the traditional 3D modeling with like geometric forms. But the possibility of making this kind of animations I discovered thanks to my Phil Jameson video, when I did the the Star Wars thing and the Hamlet Factory sort of trailer parody, I discovered this one software and this form of animation that in fact it's something that people have been doing for a while. People has been doing this kind of thing for animatics and for motion comics and for stuff like that in After Effects for years, and but After Effects never really clicked with me. So it's been like a weird long process, and now I found this thing. Even Adobe had created a sort of a spin-off of actual character animation based on that thing that they initially have in After Effects. But now there's a lot of animation softwares like this. I'm using Moho, M-O-H-O, but there's Cartoon Boom, there's Reolution has their own, Adobe has their own. A lot of they're a mixture of 2D and 3D. You basically draw, or even you can even use a photograph, or you can even use these renders, and you rig them as if they were 3D. And then you animate them. Yeah, it's funny how influential Phil has been in so many things that I've done. I'm even when in July, when I got a better internet provider, I thought, well, now I can stream, and my first instinct was streaming my old favorite games and whatever. And when I mentioned it, of course by then I didn't even have a capture card, so I couldn't have done it. But when I mentioned it, Phil asked me if I was going to do any art streams, and I thought, well, maybe I should. And as soon as I could, I bought the capture card and I tried it. So it's so funny. Phil doesn't even know, but he has influenced so much of all of this. Because again, people had asked me before if I would either record my process or stream or anything, and I thought it wasn't for me, because it's very non-linear. I use many different softwares. I go in and out of each one of them, and I tend to abandon things precisely. I take some time off and then go back to things, and then so I said, what kind of process am I going to record if it's the most non-linear thing in the world? But I tried it with Ergol, of all things, that was really important for me, and it sort of worked, I guess. It's precisely kind of stimulating, kind of it really helps me to be talking about what I'm doing, and I'm like more focused and aware of my own process in a way, in a very strange way. I didn't think of that before. Yeah, it's so funny. I discovered Phil because of the one Ace Watkins tweet, and it has changed my life too. All the people I've met, it's all of these things that have influenced me, and it absolutely has changed my everyday life, and it maybe my life in a bigger picture as well. Yeah, same. I feel like it was really something. It was a huge deal. This discovering fields, this community. At this point, quote unquote, at this point in my life, of that I'm not too open to many new things or anything. Even to start streaming, it's like a new beginning for me that I didn't think was going to happen. I'm not super open to, I don't know, meeting new people or anything. And the best sort of part of discovering Phil and the community is all the people I've met and discovered and connected with. Something that I wasn't counting on. And even becoming a mod and everything, I never thought I'd have like a place in a community. There are communities that I have lurked on for years, but the fact that so much has changed because of that one tweet, that one Ace Watkins tweet. It's been such a weird series of events. That I could have never predicted that. I could have never forced it. I could have never, if I had tried to make it happen, it wouldn't have happened in a million years. Thank you. Again, I love modding for Phil. It's really, it's also something really important and something that I take really seriously, and hopefully not too seriously, but it is an important thing. It's not something that I take for granted or that doesn't mean anything to me. It is a big deal. Did I save maybe a single crystal? Did I duplicate it? What did I do? No. Let's duplicate it and import. Oh, this is not very useful. What is that? Oh, that's a plate. Not that one. That's another plate. And that's another plate, I suppose. And this is... oh, that's this frigging thing I kinda like, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. I gave it to him as a sort of... oh, this is the E. The E from Miracle that I turned into his belt buckle. But then that means that I have no spare crystals. I didn't save one. One unmodified crystal. Ah, what did I say about eyeballing shit? Is that remotely well aligned? I don't know, I don't think it is. Me and eyeballing, name and a more iconic duo. Why is it I never... oh. This is a very strange meshing. Very weird that I never remeshed this. It should be another quote. I should save this before... I should save this freaking object as crystal instead of extract that I don't know what it means later. It's okay, don't worry, it's wonderful. We haven't had any quotes almost since the very iconic. I'm not very quotable. How do I turn this now into a brush? An insert poly brush thingy. Create brush, create insert mesh. New. Thank you. And depth. Let's lower it. I don't even know to how much. This is then the copy crystal. This is the actual one in the shell. Okay. Can I, if I were to apply, what? Is that the actual shape? What are you talking about? What if I... That's tiny, that's ridiculous, that's very funny. Don't save now. What's the point for your saving if it ends up being corrupted anyway? So that's a model one. This I should merge again now that I'm... Yes, merge. Merge. And mirror and weld. But maybe let's save again. Let's make them invisible and try applying these crystals on the actual sort of joints of the plates. Would it make sense if they poked out of there instead of... Why can't I see the... polygons? What the hell is happening? This is not helping. This perspective on. It's true. It saves. It auto saves every now and then. A lot of the time, it ends up being corrupted. When I need the autosave, turns out it's corrupted. That's not the right angle remotely. Can I replace them manually? Those two look too close and look in a weird angle, but that's where the crystals should go. I don't know. I don't think this is a good idea. But I had to try it. I mean, I don't think this is gonna work, but let's try to complete it to see what it could look like. Is that even the... that's not the right angle. What? Apply the freaking thing in the freaking mesh, will you? That doesn't look right, but okay. Here I should put one sort of here and then move it to the middle. Yeah, those little spikes don't... well, maybe the top ones should be bigger or longer and this should be smaller here, but placing them like this I don't think would work. But I still feel like it's a bit more to exaggerate those coming out of the plates, but this looks almost like someone has tried to put nails between the plates or something. Like someone has been torturing the poor animal. I had to try it for the just in case that it made more sense for the crystals to come out of the corners of the plates, but I don't think it does. Like I tried these little gems and everything else that I tried. So much shit that I tried. I think we're kind of stuck with these. Yeah, I like the finished, well, the render with because again, I wish like it was a more natural feature of the turtle in the way the elk antlers should ideally work. God knows if they will, but here it's so much of an added thing that I don't know if it's going to work in that sense. Also, I have other animals, and I don't know how the hell am I going to apply the crystals to them. So it might, in the end, it might end up making sense if the turtle also has some kind of weird growth of crystals. Other animals might too. Again, it's for the sake of conveying that they're magical and that they're not just an animal and they're more of a character, but I don't know if I'm overdoing it. Yeah, but you know, I have some freedom, and at the same time it sort of has to make sense. You don't want it to look like the kind of thing that an actual artist would come and say, this is from the point of view of the character design, this is a flaw, this is a bad design, this is a whatever. Because my execution is whatever it is, but my concept, at least, I feel like it should be more cohesive, more... I don't know. Okay, that's been an hour and a half, an hour 20, and I haven't made any progress with the plates, which is what I wanted to do today. But I'm not sure. The problem is that I might end up having to split or remesh the plates, because right now I cannot separate them the different sort of layers. To poly paint them, I should split them. Right, no, but I mean, you know how it should be at least sort of cohesive. It should be. It's not that it should be realistic. I'm not going for realism. Even in the looks, I'm making animals, and I guess I've ended up making this one sort of realistic in a lot of ways, but it's kind of proportioned as a smaller one. I feel like the actual giant ones have thinner necks and smaller heads. That probably would have conveyed a better sense of scale. I tried it and I didn't really like it. Back, I don't know how many sessions ago, I tried giving it a smaller head. And maybe I should try it again now that I've made some. Oh, here, I found this the other day when I exported. Are these the actual eyes? So what the fuck is this? This is an extra sphere that I have left over for something? When I exported, I found it and I'm like, what is this? Yeah, it was an extra left eye for some reason. Because I might have made them separate and then I went back to the right one and I duplicated it again or something. It's very weird. I exported it and there were two eyes. Of course I'm going to have to adjust the neck too, but where are the eyes? There you go. Well, maybe that's too small, but just for the sake of this experiment, I didn't really like it when I tried it, but I don't know, maybe it does make sense. The giant Galapagos really have proportionally smaller heads, huge bodies. Maybe the one thing that conveys this idea of actual size, natural, is giving it a smaller head. Maybe a thinner neck too. I don't know. I get it, and at the same time I'm not really convinced. It is the one thing that makes it really more proportioned, like a really large guy. I'm thinking Ergol from the ground, if they are both standing on the same ground, Ergol would be this tall. Maybe would reach here to the tip of the shell. want it to look like silly with a tiny head. There was something cute about the bigger head. I don't want it to be cute necessarily because it's an elder of the forest. It's not cute, but there was something sort of cute about the bigger head. I don't hate it, but it's not. It's not really convincing me. I do like that Galapagos do have like a big space here. They have a lot of room here between the shell and the actual neck that goes really down, and it's like very... I don't know, what is it that I don't quite like. Can I see the neck without... It's a very weird shape. This has kind of retracted in a weird way. I should bring it back a little bit. And of course the medallion thing is now floating. I should adjust it, but I don't freaking know. I like the lines the way they used to be, the curves and the basic shape. Right now I feel like I've messed it up and I don't know how to fix it or to make it work in this version. This feels like too much. Again, it kind of matches the Galapagos, but I have a problem with the lines. I had good lines going on, and right now I don't know how to adapt them to this shape. So yeah, maybe this is the one thing that would have made it more realistic in terms of a giant thing, but it's kind of breaking it too. I don't really know. I should save it as a different version. Yeah, for now I'm kind of letting it be. I came up with these sort of pendant because that's what Ergol is going to be collecting. He has given every one of these guys one of these sort of pendants, and they have been wearing it for a few days, and some of their magic is transferring into the pendants, medallions, whatever they end up being. I thought of some kind of orbs originally, but how the hell do you carry an orb, especially if you're a turtle? And the same for the other animals, they have to be wearing it somehow. And then it's also magic. In one of my versions, I made some kind of thing that they're like somehow inside their body, not in a painful way, surgical way, but it's like a magic thing that they carry sort of inside of their bodies, and Ergol sort of extracts them with magic, but that makes him do magic, and that's kind of the point of, not the point, but part of a story, that he was kind of trained by the wizard that made him, but he's kind of reluctant to use magic. He doesn't believe in himself. He is collecting all of these things that were actually made by Astrid. He's going to be using these to make this one spell with her. It would have been interesting and perhaps kind of spectacular to have Ergol magically extracting orbs out of the bodies of these characters. But I don't know. It's kind of the point that he's kind of at odds with magic. I don't know if I should remesh this? No, it's a pretty safe mesh already. It's not very dense, is it? No. Maybe it could be simpler. Maybe even simpler than that, so I can make it more smooth. That made it too thin. Maybe that made it too thick. I should have inflated it a little bit. Here it's kind of going into the scales, and it shouldn't, obviously. Oops. I like the idea of the orbs. I might, again, but really, how do you carry an orb? You have it still have to be some kind of pendant or something. That's a weird angle that this thing wouldn't hang that way. It would look for the point of less resistance and hang here most straight. Well, it's touching the shell anyway, so that works, I guess. But this is kind of strange. I like that this almost looks like a mandala, the way that I started making it. It reminds me of a million other things, but design-wise I feel like it's going to collide with everything else that I attempt to make. Either I'm going to have to incorporate this kind of design in other things, or I don't know, so that's why I'm not very convinced with this kind of medallion, this exact medallion anyway. I don't want to end up introducing design elements that I'm not going to repeat anywhere else. So at the same time, it makes some kind of sense for these things to be fairly unique as well. I don't know, I don't want it to collide with the rest of the design. I don't want it to I don't know. It's the kind of thing that I feel like I have to think about as early as possible, and then I'm going to regret thinking, oh, this doesn't match anything at all. Precisely because I'm not an artist, I feel like I have to think of everything that I can in terms of sort of style and stuff like that would be more, would come more naturally to anyone else, but me, I have to be more mindful. I don't know about the neck. I don't mind the smaller head, but I'm not finding the correct shape for the neck. It's so weird. It's true. Well, Palpatine had returned in non-canon now, in exactly that way with clones and Sith alchemy, but yeah, the way they put it in the movie is so stupid. Somehow has returned because well, it's also true that Poe at that point doesn't know how. All they know is about this transmission. It's so funny that it became canon. It was a Fortnite event, and it's canon. It's Star Wars canon. But yeah, it's so annoying at that point. But in that little sense, at that specific moment, it makes sense that Poe doesn't know what he says somehow has returned. But yeah, the opening crawl is also kind of stupid with the dead speak and that kind of thing that he says. It's very funny. But they had already thrown Snoke out of the window and everything, so it's like I'm a big fan of Palpatine, so I'm not mad that he returned. I mean, he had already returned in the old comics in a horrible, stupid way, and he had won, and he had submitted Luke, and he had made clones of Luke, and it was so stupid and convoluted that I hated. But this I don't love either. But Steffi, hey. Yeah, that's the problem. It feels like homework. Like you have to know everything. Otherwise, it's somehow it returned it. And it's like, what bullshit is that? Okay, I don't know what to do with this neck. I feel like thanks. I've been massaging it so much that I feel like I haven't made much actual progress. But did you see it with the crystals? I tried with the actual crystals looking like crystals. I tried some render the other day. I don't know if it was Monday or Wednesday, and it ended up selling me on the crystals because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Again, I added the crystals for the sake of saying, well, the crystals are part of a magic system in this world. This is a magic animal. This is not just an animal. It's a character. I thought I'll add the crystals, but they weren't really working. I thought until I made them look like crystals, and I think they look better than I expected. When you really make them look like crystals and put them in a realistic lighting, they look pretty at least. I don't know if they looked very strange to me. Here, while I was sculpting it, I'm like, this is too much. Am I overdoing it? And I probably am, but I don't know. The actual sort of test renders that I did sort of sold me on the friggin' crystals. Yeah, I thought that it finally made it a bit more like a character and more like a not just an animal. And they look pretty as fuck. I like this color. It's very dark crystal. It's very something. I was going to make them look metallic because I wasn't sure of the actual sort of crystal properties here. I was going to make them look like this, more metallic. They look alright, but if I can really make them look like gems, really make them have the refraction and reflection of the light, like proper crystals, I feel like they look a lot prettier than I thought they would. And then, yeah, they interact with the light in a much better way than I could predict it. Well, this is a good guy, so I'm gonna try to not make him too creepy, but yeah, he might sound like a Skeksis or something, but where's the forest that I tried before this one? I think this lighting is kind of nice, kind of realistic. Again, this what I applied in the shell and the skin is just a procedural texture right now. I'm supposed to do more of a proper paint job of the blades, and especially these scales that look very flat here. But I liked it. I wasn't sold on the crystals, but after this test, I really liked it a lot more. What is this place? I have some. Well, again, the place doesn't matter. It's for the sake of the realistic lighting. It's a bit too bright, which is my favorite one. I used this one. This I like very much because it's like a warm lighting on one side and it's colder on the other. And it's someone's kitchen in Montreal, apparently. Yeah, I don't even remember where I got this HDRI background. It's someone's kitchen in Montreal. Well, it's called Montreal Kitchen. What? Pierre. I don't know who Pierre is. The turtle is gonna do the laundry. I use this background, no, not the actual background, but I use it for the lighting a lot, because I like that window with a cold white thing and this warmer thing on this side. This one I use. Also, this is also Montreal. It's some kind of waiting room, some kind of offices over there, and some kind of waiting here. I also use it because it's nice. It's a nice photorealistic background. Again, I don't really use the background, but I use the lighting because it's good. This light from this window is very effective, and I use this. I should save some screen caps of these renders. I like the plates, how they finally came the way I intended. I tried so much. I remade them several times and retextured them a couple times too. Anyway, I should... Today I wanted to try some sort of poly painting for the... because this is a procedural material that's kind of flat. It kind of enhances a little bit the sort of wrinkles, but that's all it does. I wanted to really paint the sort of plates. I don't even know. There's also this one. I have a bunch of these. I don't remember where I got them. They didn't come with keyshot. This one's a bathroom. Is this Pierre's bathroom? Yes, it's exactly Pierre's bathroom. 30 on the sink. Pierre's bathroom. 30 in the tub. It's so funny. It's not even that interesting, this particular one, as a for well, certainly not for the lighting, but for the background. But for the lighting, it's kind of flat. It's just that one window. But what is this now? This is some other. Alright. Oh, this is the continuation of that kitchen with the thing. Pierre has this little area here that I don't know what it is. We're stalking Pierre now. Again, these backgrounds obviously I don't really use them as they are. I use them for the lighting and then replace the actual background with either just a flat color or something else. But they're so funny because they're kind of realistic. And what is this? Montreal Mica Loft. I don't remember this one. This one I don't use very much because it's... Oh, there's people. There's actual people in this one. So funny. I don't use it because the lighting is kind of flat. Do I have anything else from Montreal? Thea. This is Thea. Kitchen and a desk right there. Gamer chair. Is this a streamer's place? Again, this is very flat lighting, so I'm not used to using this one. I guess that's all I have. Then I have some outdoorsy ones. This is kind of low resolution one, but it's also pretty flat. I could use it for the... It's going to the beach. Dirty goes to the beach. This in the lawn or something. What the hell is this? Oh no, there's a fountain. Some park of some sort. Dirty goes to a park. What is this? Does it say? No. Just map. I don't use a lot of this again because they're really flat. This is very contrasty, so sometimes I use it when I need like a backlight and dark. Like one dark side and a backlight. I sometimes use it, but it's like under a bridge somewhere. Is it also Montreal? No, it doesn't say. Dirty streams. I thought about... I don't want to be... Here comes another quote. I don't want to be a VTuber. I thought of perhaps making some kind of avatar, but there's also the fact that I'm sending the audio already mixed into the laptop because I don't have like a microphone input in the laptop, so it's not like I'm not going to be able to isolate the audio from the microphone to send it to a VTuber thing. Dirty goes to church and stomps on the seat. This is ridiculous already. Goes to the altar. The altar makes me think that I have to make some kind of... I have to start working on some backgrounds and make some of the sorcerer's towers and the actual sort of altar where Ergol and Astrid are going to perform the actual spell. It's not necessarily going to be church-like, but it's... This lighting is kind of interesting, but again it's a bit too subtle, so I don't necessarily use it very much. This I've used a lot, and I've used this actual environment as is. I think I used it for my cat bust from Totoro. Should I... This is too flat to convey... Jesus Christ, this is too much of a very wide lens. But to convey side, maybe I should use a wide lens. bigger this way. The back looks funny. I don't know if it's too wide in here, but it's what I had. It's what the shape of a shell made me to put the legs in there, and now I feel like it's kind of big through the hips. If a turtle has hips. Turtle goes to the conference room. This one is a bit too much also lighting wise, so I don't use it very much. I have used this one I think to make like a mock-up of like DVD cases and stuff like that, and I've used this actual background. I like this place. I feel like they would rehearse a play or something in here. Again, well, I'm fooling around and I'm not doing anything. But here I don't mind so much. But this lighting is kind of flat. But I don't mind. I don't mind the scale so much. This garage also has a very sort of sharp light from one side. Dirty's heading out of the garage, working on taking out the trash. I don't know what even are these backgrounds. This one I use sometimes. It's this kind of hangar thing. It's a lot of overlights. I'm not hearing the music, so that's why I didn't think of that. I don't know why the culling of the crystals is kind of strange here. I didn't remesh the crystal. The crystals are like very weirdly meshed. I don't know why I didn't remesh them at some point. What even are these very long meshes? This weird triangular thing. This face should be just flat. Where the fuck are you? Come back here. I should have remeshed them at some point, but I was afraid the corners weren't going to transfer well as sharp as they should be on keyshot, so I didn't remesh them. I think I tried and it didn't work. I sometimes clip some things myself, but I'm so lazy to go back in the VOD and see what the hell was happening and when. I made very few clips. I made some clip of something that glitched, some glitch in Tomb Raider with the textures or something, but I haven't made many clips. Whose kitchen is this? This one I think comes with keyshot because it says Luxion. But again, it's a very flat lighting. It's not doing anything. This living room I think I have used before, because it has like at least one stronger light source. The folded flag in the mantle. I don't know whose house is this. Looks so monochromatic. Well, it is. But that's the kitchen. That's what's Munchen, Defi? Is that German? Is this a specific place? Oh. I see. So it is something somewhere in Munich. Munich. What am I trying to say? Jesus Christ. Not sure what place it is. It just says Munchen. Again, I don't think I've ever used this. Well, it's interesting for that sort of backlight situation from the... Yeah, what the fuck are the freaking stories? I think only once I saw some section. Probably it's more of a mobile thing, I guess. It's not so much in the browser thing. But only once I saw stories being mentioned in my actual Twitch. And I think it was stories of people that I don't even follow, so I didn't even watch. This is just it's so weird also. A room with just this table in it. I guess just some kind of office. This kind of background is for you to make if you're making like a mock-up of some product. You use this background, you place it here, and it makes sense. But yeah, it's a sort of weird empty space. This garage is also... I don't remember where I parked the dirty, weird empty garage. Yeah, they are made for exactly if you're trying to because of this software is made to make sort of realistic renders of not necessarily characters or anything, but more like products, more like prototypes, more like cars or jewelry or whatever, and you place it in this spaces and it makes sense. But yeah, for making it for using them as they are with a character, most of the time they make no sense. But this is probably for like a car model or something, it would make sense. Then there's this cafe that I have used a couple times. I don't know where it is. There are mountains out there. I like the place. It's sort of small but cute. Possibly in the middle of nowhere if there's fucking mountains out there. What does that say? Breakfast. Sandwiches. Open. Anything we can... that gives us a clue of where we might be. What is that in the wall? Does it say something? National Park what? Zion? It does say... the environment does say Zion Cafe, but I didn't think... Where is Zion National Park? Interesting. I never knew. The ceiling fan is going. I never paid too much attention. Again, I only use this for the lighting. because the literal 360 sort of sphere of the high dynamic range image projects its light into your model. That's why it's like a realistic lighting. So I don't necessarily use any of these for the actual environment for what it is. I only use them for the lighting when I use them. Then there's a lot of these outdoorsy ones that again are like the lighting's very flat, and if I rise the brightness and contrast, well, maybe then I'd be getting some result. That's a bit much, but as it is, it was flat. It's a kaiju coming to the beach, or whatever the fuck this where are we? Is this Germany too? Dosh? Design, dirt. I should save some. This bridge I like very much. Sometimes I use it. Oh, I increased the contrast too much. It's so funny, turtle crossing the bridge. Why did the turtle cross the bridge? Why does it look so flat in here? Is the lens, the focal length? What the fuck is it? It's a very harsh sunlight from that side. I have used this sometimes. Again, not the actual bridge, but the actual lighting. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Isn't Luxion? Or Luxion is the publisher, or the... Why am I hearing myself somewhere? Is it the... Jesus Christ. No, that's not it. I hear some echo from somewhere. I don't even know what it is. It's Jesus Christ in the room. It's not an echo, it's literal Jesus Christ. So this is Sion again. Where are we? An actual road. I have used this one too because it's like a nice sunlight. 30 on the road. 30 got pulled over. So it's Utah, huh? Freaking Utah. This looks very much like some places here by the mountains. What is this? This I've used a lot also because it's a pretty harsh sunlight that I can use sometimes. This is a nice neighborhood. I don't know where this might be. that's the thing with the crystals. If they're gonna be translucent and I'm gonna render them in some specific background, they're going to, right, even when I remove the background, they still reflect and refract that background, so I'm gonna have to be very mindful of that, or maybe I'm gonna have to render the crystals separately, make like different passes. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. I should try to make it easier for myself. This is Iceland. Looks like fucking Venus. I also don't use this because it's very flat with the overcast kind of sky. I don't use it very much. This is just Mammoth. Well, it's called Mammoth. Where's the Mammoth? It's just a snowy road somewhere. Again, pretty flat with where's the sun? Flying turtle. This stuff to sign headquarters, maybe? Let's go visit them. It's some fancy fucking buildings. This is also very harsh light. Where is this one? Location Forest Road. Oh, very specific. I think I used it before also. The crystals look crazy in this, with all that backlight. This I use a lot. This freaking forest is my go-to for... It's a pity that sometimes I have to Photoshop out these houses or this thing, because of a lot of times I actually use this as a proper background, not just the lighting. And this one is on Alaska, it looks like. Let's increase the fuck out of the contrast. Let's make it more dramatic. Let's make you look big. And these scales, I don't know. I wanted to make them kind of realistic. Anyway, this is the older model, the way it was. Today what I just did was reducing the head a little bit to see what it looked like. More like the actual Galapagos, that in proportion wise the heads are much smaller. I don't know if I'm sold on that. I cannot quite find the right shapes and the right line, especially for the neck. I had to adjust the neck more than the head itself. The head I just resized. But there's something about it that I don't love. Even if it does make it look bigger, maybe again for how the proportions work. I don't know if I'm going to keep the head like this or I'm gonna go back to the bigger one. Especially because of the neck. I'm not happy with the neck. I don't mind the head so much. What did I do with this neck? I wasn't trying to make it so curvy, I think. Now I'm trying to make it more like a swan neck. I feel like it's not working and I'm blaming it on the size, but it's not the size. It used to be pretty straight and now I'm curving it too much. I have a problem with the lines. I liked what I had going on with the lines. And right now, this I don't love. There's something here that bothers me. I don't know if this should stick out more here a little bit, but not in this direction. But I hope it works for actually animating him. It's hard as fuck to. I'm not gonna make him walk a lot, but it's hard as fuck to make quadrupeds work. It's hard enough to make bipedals work. I wish I could finish it already or give it a sort of degree of finishing, as I did with Argo. I called it finish, and I don't know if it's completely finished, but I wish I could give him some degree of finishing so I can try doing a little scene between them with whatever background, even if I have to use still photographs for backgrounds. I don't care. It's to just do like a little test on a little teaser and to have a little something to show, because I sound like a lunatic saying I'm making this animated fantasy fucking thing that I'm making. People look at me and probably think, yeah, right. Yeah. Ergol in Montreal. I'd like to have something to show. As I finally made like a little reel to show if I get rated or something, because when people see me making something, this looks like whatever, doesn't give you much of an idea of what I can do. I don't know if I'm good or bad or whatever, if I'm trying to polish a fucking sphere to look like something. But this little reel that I made for the new opening today, I might make a better one for an actual reel, but what the fuck just happened? Are you going to crash? This is not how this brush works. Are you crazy? Okay, that's better. That was very weird. I don't know why that happened. Did I show you? I think I put it now in the reel, but I think I've, because I never made the finished Ergol video with all of the time lapses and everything, but I've been meaning to post the turntable animation somewhere. I think he really looks like a good boy, if I may say so myself. The close-up turntable. I hate showing the fucking Explorer, but what the hell. I really like this close-up turntable. Yeah, it's not like the Explorer is showing anything too personal, but I might make some adjustments, but in general I like the way he looks. I don't like how it did some of the painting here that ends up being looking too dark and it ends up looking too dirty, and this part of the underside of the cap also I liked it to look lighter. It looks weirdly dark in here. It looks like it gives it like a dirty look. It looks like, I don't know, suits or something. But in general I like him. Considering that I only had an idea of what I wanted for him to look like, I didn't have a previous design, I didn't have any reference. So there's the full body. I think I overdid the wrinkles in the trousers, but I like how it turned out. In the parking with the actual parking background. Okay, I might try, but also rendering takes a lot of time. It takes many hours because it's one frame at a time. It has to calculate all of the shadows and reflections and refractions. So if it's just for a meme, it might not be worth it. But if it's not the end of the world and if it's something that I can do quickly, I'll try it. Ergol took like 10 hours because it doesn't even show here, but you can see maybe a little bit here. There's a little translucence to the skin material, that kind of subsurface scattering kind of shit, and here in the neck thing. That is what takes the most time to sort of calculate and to render. So it took so fucking long to render this stupid thing that it's only 5 seconds long. And I wasn't even fully happy with the materials. Again, this looks dirty, this looks very strange. But I wanted to finally render him. Again, there are things I had considered for a while to give him like either hair, actual hair, or either some kind of vines or some kind of leaves or something to cover this strange bald end of a head. But I don't know if I don't think I'm going to make any drastic changes to the sign. I even like the teeth that are kind of big and funny. I was going to make the eyebrows with actual fibers so they would look like actual hair, but in the end I left them as this cartoony thing. The satchel I really like. What the hell did I just open? The satchel I like. It's probably magic, like Mary Poppins' bag or something, because he's gonna be storing every single orb or medallion or whatever the fuck he collects all day, and other sort of ingredients for the spell. He's gonna be collecting them all in that thing. So anyway, that was the turntable that I wanted to show you. I tend to go in weird tangents with everything. So I don't know if you had seen the finished Argyle. Apart from the emote that's not updated, because it looks a bit making him a little bit more bluish with a sort of red undertone, but kind of bluish purplish. The emote is more fleshy, because that was the first like test render that I made. Are the crystals too fucking big? Should I still make them smaller? This one sticks out like a fucking monolith out of his back, and I feel like it's too much. The dungeons can be good, and I so very much appreciate that you are here and you're talking and you're chatting. It makes a hell of a difference, so don't ever worry about that. But my tangents mean that I'm not doing the work that I should be doing. I titled the stream "Finishing My Turtle for Real This Time," and I'm not finishing it for real this time, because I have what, like half an hour left? That's the problem with my tangents. No, don't worry about that. You're good. And it's good to have you. I tend to overshare. Once I even had to, because I've been saving this. I had been saving these VODs, the sculpting ones. I've been saving them to my YouTube. So I had to go back to remove a part of that, because out of nowhere I started talking about some serious shit about nothing bad necessarily, but I don't want to say it again because this bot is going to my YouTube too. If it was a gaming bot, I wouldn't care, but I went back and deleted that part from the bot because I don't want that being there. Again, it wasn't anything terrible, but it was, if nothing else, oversharing. It wasn't even about me, and it was definitely a tangent. I don't know what the fuck to do with this neck. There's something about it that I don't like. I like the idea of making it sort of stylized and curvy and kind of more like a swan neck. With the bigger head, it was kind of a little bit more straight. Here I can make it more. But there's something about the lines that aren't quite convincing me. I was talking to myself, but then I have like 0 viewers, and I went in this weird fucking tangent. It's not like I was telling someone anything. I went in this weird fucking tangent, and triggered by the dumbest fucking shit. It's like there's here in the formation there's the polish tool. I said polish. I can't think of polish without thinking about my ex. I started talking about that out of nowhere. That's the danger of being on my own with 0 viewers. I go in weird fucking tangent. The weirdest fucking tangent apropos of nothing. And I ended up having to go through the trouble of finding where it was in a like 4-hour stream and delete it from the VOD on YouTube because I didn't want that being there. Nobody's ever gonna see it, nobody's ever gonna hear it, but well, now that I've removed it, certainly nobody's gonna hear it, but nobody was going to hear it or see it or anything, but I didn't want that being there. Again, it wasn't anything bad. Yeah, I guess it was sort of serious, but it was, I don't know. I don't know why I even went there, why I even said it, why I even... It's a fucking weird rant. Yeah, and I'm talking to the void and I go in the weirdest tangent. And then I end up regretting it and thinking, how the fuck do I undo this? I was too lazy to re-download the VOD and edit that out or something. But lucky with YouTube's own editing thing, it let me cut it. I don't know why I'm talking about that so much now, but well, it was a funny thing that happened. That frigging verbal diarrhea that went in the weirdest fucking direction. Again, it'd be a pain because if I'd have to weld everything together, and I don't know if I should make the back more narrow. It didn't bother me before, but now I guess it's fine, it's rounded. But I look at the guy's ass and it looks so strange, so wide. the plates look very wide. This one plate looks very wide. Maybe it's the plate's fault and I could make it more narrow and extend this one. Is it the plate? Oh, why the fuck did I do that? Jesus Christ. No. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. You are expected to fill this void of whatever. And when I'm gaming, I can talk about the game. And when I'm sculpting, I can talk about what I'm doing. But a lot of the time, it can be a repetitive kind of process, and I just shut up and start talking about some random shit. I don't know if it's this plate, and if I stretch this one, this side, this direction, would it make any difference? Oops, that should be symmetrical. Is it the plate? Is it me? Is it the... There's still like a flatness here. I feel like this kind of brim maybe should stick out a little bit, but that's gonna be a pain in the ass if I did it now. Yeah, same. I have that's the problem with me. I have like no middle term. I either climb up or I either spill my fucking guts. I have no middle term. Why is this suddenly so asymmetrical? Did I freaking... Was it symmetrical to begin with? Looks like it's bigger on this side than this side. I should move that and this here too. How do I isolate this? Don't freaking sink in there. Okay. Oh, I didn't do this with... I didn't do this with symmetry. Freaking symmetry. I turn it off when I need it and forget to turn it back on. Did that change anything? Why is this so asymmetrical? Why does it look so asymmetrical? No, it definitely is. I feel like I ruined this again with a crumpling, but I'm not gonna redo it for the 10 billionth time. Be glad I'm adjusting it a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of inevitable, I guess, huh? What the hell are you gonna talk about? The weather? You're not even in the same area as most of your viewers probably, so even the weather doesn't apply. But Yeah, it's like a weird line to walk. Try to not overshare, try to not... Yeah, it's kind of easier to bring it to to make the most out of this phase now, or I might end up with something that I will have to settle for only because it's gonna be like too late to go back and fix it. So ideally I should give it the best possible finishing right now. I can leave some things for later. With Ergol, I finished him just to some degree because I knew that I was going to have to adjust some things that I was going to encounter when I tried to render to rig him and to animate him. But yeah, ideally I shouldn't leave like any major mistake or anything, or I'm going to regret it when it's too late and if I didn't notice before. If I didn't tackle that in time. But yeah, I'd be happy with being able to bring it to some degree of completion and just move on right now. Because again, it might be a long time. Again, I would like to make some sort of test little scene with Ergol and this guy. But I feel like I'm spending too much time in this guy alone, and by now I've already taken... This is going to be the 10th session and I'm not finishing it yet. With Ergol I did 8, I think. Yeah, that's the problem. I feel like I begin with a lot of momentum, and I start blocking out the basic shapes and this and that, and I make a lot of progress in the beginning, and then I become stuck on the same details again and again, and I do them or redo and overdo them, and I feel like I haven't made any progress with this guy in a long time. I'd like to finish him already. And also true, I don't know what I was going to say. I think I am prone to oversharing a bit as well, and I don't mind so much again, but yeah. This one thing was a weird tangent. It was about someone else, and it probably had no place being immortalized in my VOD. Why is this? Where the hell? Wow, this is a lot of subdivision. The neck alone has 1 million points. 1.7 million points. Is that really a neck alone? Yeah, rambling. I'm prone to rambling too. Yeah, I decided to, if I was doing like a different kind of sculpture, I would have welded the head with the neck and it would be all one thing. But since I'm making this to work kind of like a puppet, I left it like that so I can move the jaw like a puppet. Now this, I welded. I didn't weld it. I grouped together everything to resize it. The head, and I haven't separated it back. I'd like for it to have like some kind of puppet-like sort of quality. Either a puppet or like a stop-motion puppet. It was slightly inspired by the Ray Harryhausen Archelon from 1 million year BC. I ended up changing everything because I didn't really. That was like a sea turtle, a prehistoric sea turtle with flat shell and like a bird's kind of beak, or more like a movie monster. And this guy isn't that, but was a little bit of the inspiration, so I wouldn't mind if it looks a little bit like a puppet, and that's exactly the one part, the main part, where it's gonna be very puppet-like, the head and the movement of a jaw. It's like separated. I want to make some kind of texture here, but again, I'm spending a lot of time on this smaller head version. I still don't know if I'm gonna keep the smaller head, but it was worth a shot as everything else that I've tried. If nothing else, to see what I shouldn't do. I feel like it should be more narrow in some direction, but not quite finding it. What was that? Did auto mode block the link or something? I think there is a command or something to let you post links, but I don't know what it is right now. Oh, okay. I have to come up with more commands and stuff. I added a lot for my socials and stuff like that, and I never pushed them because I feel guilty. And why the hell would I push my socials? I barely post anything. I have been posting on Twitter when I start streaming, and it's kind of pointless. Because, as Phil himself said, nothing pays attention. There's no click through from Twitch, from tweet to Twitch. But I still post them. I post like little updates afterwards too. Oh, that's a lot. 8-ball was like the one thing that worked because all of the other modules required for the users to have points and for the channel to have points, but 8-ball is like the one thing that works. Well, yeah, it's kind of broken, but it works in its own way. It works. The other modules couldn't even be enabled because of the points and or the lack of them. Jesus. Not black. Not black turtle, I cannot see it. It looks cool, but it's hard to see. I don't remember saying that one. Yeah, I keep massaging this and I'm not liking it. Again, the things I say here out of context. That's a classic one. That's a very memorable quote. Pig was funny. What items for? very weird. Oh, that's my playlist for the daily challenge. This year's it should be. I don't even remember. I made a lot of playlists of commands for a lot of things that I thought could be useful if I ever talked about my daily challenge. Next year I should be doing. It's gonna be the first time that I do the daily challenge in the streaming era. I don't know if I'm going to stream every day the whole challenge. Probably not, because it takes. What the fuck, Hammett? Oh. I thought you have been banned or something. 91 messages deleted. I thought this is like a ban or something. This wrinkles really. This should come in here in some direction. That is not the one, the current one. Why do they look so stretched? Weird fucking way. Well, probably because I did stretch them at some point. I had applied them better and then I stretched them. What are these stats? Oh my god, it's 6 already, I should get going. Example of it. What? Why did it go to total messages? What is Kilder? Oh, it's someone who rated me. They spammed those emotes because I don't know what that emote is. Well, yeah, Couch Monkey, you have a strong presence here. It's not bad. I sure appreciate it. I do appreciate you. A strong presence is a way to put it, but why these wrinkles are killing me? My dog's barking. Probably barking at the cats. She gets along with the cats very well, but then every now and then she barks and barks and barks and barks. And other cats come from other places. Anyway, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep the smaller head, but I sure have massaged the fuck out of the neck to try to connect it better. Not so much of a puppy, she's gonna be 9 in February, March, something. She's just small. Right, yeah, I guess. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm way past my quitting time today. I started late, but I didn't play any game. I went straight into the sculpting because I wanted to finish and I didn't finish. I massaged the crystal, the neck, the head, everything, and I didn't finish. The next one I'm just trying to go kind of poly painting and call it finished and move on to some other character. Thank you guys very much for coming. Don't ever feel bad about just talking about whatever, that's what we're here for. I should be back tomorrow? What the hell is tomorrow? The 23rd? Saturday? Yeah, I should be back tomorrow. Probably for more sculpting. I should try to finish this guy already. I don't know if I'm gonna do any gaming anytime soon. I don't know what to play and I keep having audio problems. Nobody seems to be able to help me with the audio routing. I either have to play deaf without being able to hear the game, or I don't know, because nothing that I tried worked. So the gaming is for a while sort of suspended. It's the audio, to be able to send the game audio and the actual microphone audio from the PC to the stream to the laptop and then to stream it. I have to make the microphone audible in the stereo mix, but I don't want to hear that, because if I hear it, I hear myself out of sync and it breaks my brain and I cannot do that. So I have to route either the microphone into the mix or just the game audio into my headphones, and it should be easy, but it's not, because this is an old computer on Windows 7 and it doesn't work, and sometimes when it does work I sound like I'm in a telephone landline in the 1960s or something. I don't know why the fuck it lowers the microphone quality so much. It's one thing or the other. I have the same problem every day. When I finally fixed it, then it broke again because I kept trying different versions. It's a fucking pain in the ass. So for now, I'm not gonna do any more gaming, I think, until I find like a... Yeah, that's why I'm not hearing the music or anything. I'm just sending the mix into the stream and not here. Again, it should be easier to route and everything, but this old computer and all, it's not letting me. So I think I'm gonna stick to sculpting these days and see what I do next year. So anyway, I should be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm way over my quitting time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Defi. Thank you, Coach Punk. Thank you, Breen, if you're still around somewhere. I don't know if there's anyone we could raid, since there's the 3 of us. I cannot even... I'm in the stupid Twitch stream manager. It doesn't even let me look at who else is on. Maybe we should just end it here. I don't know. Maybe we could raid this. I have no idea. I don't know, sometimes I feel guilty, I feel like I don't contribute anything, I feel like I'm raiding just to self-promote or something, so I don't know, it feels weird at times. In any case, thank you guys for coming, I think I'm just gonna end it. Thank you guys very much. Again, see you tomorrow, see you on Discord, see you... I still don't have my own Discord because I think that it's not necessary for now. But yeah. Okay. Thank you guys again. See you around.